Baby Cody's Nighttime Dilemma. Part 3, The Ladder Match. Cody Highway woke up early. Not the kind of early where the sun is barely up and birds are chirping in a pleasant, motivational sort of way. This was the kind of early where the hotel room still looked like midnight and the digital clock said 6:01 a.m., which felt aggressively judgmental. For a moment, he just stared at the ceiling. Professional wrestlers spend a lot of time staring at ceilings. Usually it's after being thrown through something. Tonight it was because Cody was thinking about a ladder. More specifically, a ladder match. The kind where the championship prize hangs above the ring in a box and two very large men attempt to climb metal furniture while an audience cheers like they're watching gladiators discover gravity for the first time. Cody sighed. He sat up slowly and looked at the nightstand where his championship belt rested like a smug golden loaf of bread. Well, he said to no one in particular, still champion. That part at least remained true. He stretched his shoulders and swung his legs out of bed. Before getting dressed, he paused for a moment and quietly removed the protective garment he had worn during the night. He folded it quickly. Not because he was ashamed exactly, more because he believed in efficiency. Certain things in life worked better when fewer people discussed them. "These things help me," he muttered. Then he shrugged. "But nobody needs to know." Across the room, Mr. Fletcher had apparently been awake for some time. The butler stood near the small coffee station pouring tea like a man who had been expecting the sun for several hours. Mr. Fletcher glanced up. "Good morning, sir." Cody nodded toward the folded garment. "You saw nothing." Mr. Fletcher nodded politely. "I have seen nothing." They both stood quietly for a moment. Then Mr. Fletcher added, "And I will continue to see nothing." Cody pointed at him approvingly. "That's why you're the best." The training session. By 8 in the morning, Cody was already in the hotel gym. Champions, unfortunately, do not get to sleep in before ladder matches. There are rituals involved: stretching, cardio, punching a heavy bag while thinking about someone's face. Cody jogged slowly on a treadmill while Mr. Fletcher stood nearby holding a clipboard. No one knew why the clipboard existed. Mr. Fletcher had never once written anything on it, but it made everything feel official. "You look tense," the butler observed. "I am tense." "That is understandable." Cody stepped off the treadmill and grabbed a towel. "Crusher says he has a secret about me." "Yes. And he's planning to reveal it tonight." "Yes." Cody stared at the mirror across the gym. "Do you think he knows?" Mr. Fletcher adjusted his tie. "No." "You sound very confident." "I am." Cody crossed his arms. "What if he wins?" Mr. Fletcher blinked once. "That will not happen." "But if it did?" The butler spoke calmly. "If by some extremely small chance he wins, I will personally stop him from saying anything." Cody raised an eyebrow. "You?" "Yes. You're a butler." "I am a very committed butler." Cody considered that. Strangely, it helped. "All right," Cody said finally. "That actually makes me feel better." Mr. Fletcher nodded. That was the goal. The bus ride. Before leaving for the arena, Cody stopped by the small house he rented whenever he was in town. His dogs were waiting. Two very enthusiastic golden retrievers named Elbow Drop and Chair Shot. They ran toward him like they hadn't seen him in 3 years. Cody knelt down and scratched their ears. "You guys think I'm gonna win tonight?" Chair Shot barked. Elbow Drop wagged his tail with the confidence of someone who had never watched professional wrestling but supported Cody's lifestyle choices. "Good," Cody said, "because I'm a little nervous." He stayed there for a few quiet minutes. Sometimes the best sports psychologists in the world have 4 legs and absolutely no opinions about ladder matches. Eventually, Cody stood up. "All right, boys, time to go defend the championship." Arrival at the arena. The bus ride to the arena was quiet. Cody sat in the front seat staring out the window while Mr. Fletcher read a newspaper beside him. The headline read something about international economics. Neither of them cared. Cody was thinking about the ladder, and the box hanging above the ring, and the small possibility that Crusher Titan actually knew something. By the time the bus pulled up to the arena, the parking lot was already packed with fans wearing Cody Highway shirts. One of them held a sign that said, "Cody fears no one." Cody looked at it. "Well," he said quietly, "that's optimistic." Preparing for the match. Inside the locker room, Cody changed into his gear. Red boots, gold trim, championship colors. He wrapped his wrists carefully and took a long breath. Mr. Fletcher stood nearby, adjusting the collar of Cody's entrance jacket. "Nervous?" the butler asked. "A little. You have defeated Crusher Titan many times. I know. He has never beaten you in a ladder match. I know." Mr. Fletcher placed a reassuring hand on Cody's shoulder. "And tonight will be no different." Cody nodded slowly. He took one final deep breath. "All right." Then the arena music hit. The ladder match. The crowd exploded when Cody walked out. Thousands of people shouting his name. Bright lights. The box hanging above the ring like a golden treasure chest. Crusher Titan stood in the ring already, grinning like a man who had recently learned something embarrassing about someone else. The bell rang, and the match began. Ladder matches are chaos. There were chairs flying, ladders crashing. Crusher slammed Cody into the ropes so hard the entire ring shook. At one point, Cody flew off the second rope and crashed onto a ladder that made a sound like a car accident. The crowd chanted, "This is awesome!" Cody climbed the ladder once. Crusher pulled him down. Crusher climbed. Cody shoved the ladder sideways. At one point, they both stood on opposite sides of the ladder trading punches like two men fighting over a very dangerous staircase. Finally, Cody saw his moment. Crusher charged toward him. Cody grabbed a ladder and swung it like a giant metal door. The ladder slammed into Crusher's chest. Crusher collapsed onto the mat. The crowd roared. Cody dragged the ladder over and placed it across Crusher's body like a temporary metal fence. Then he climbed. Higher, higher. The box swung above him. He reached up and grabbed it, and the bell rang. Cody Highway had won. The reveal. The crowd cheered. Cody held the box above his head proudly. Crusher lay on the mat. For a moment, everything felt perfect. Then Crusher suddenly kicked the ladder. Hard. The ladder tipped sideways. Cody lost his balance. The box slipped from his hands. And when it hit the mat, the latch popped open. Everything inside spilled out across the ring. For one long silent moment, the entire arena saw. Cody froze. Crusher laughed. The crowd murmured. Cody stood there feeling like someone had turned all the lights on in a room he preferred slightly dim. He grabbed a microphone slowly. The retirement. "I guess," Cody began quietly, "the secret's out." The crowd watched in silence. "I've had some health stuff lately." He shrugged. "These things helped me." He looked down. "But maybe a champion shouldn't need help like that." He took off the championship belt. "I think it's time I retire." The arena went silent. Cody handed the belt to the referee and walked up the ramp. The phone call. Back at the hotel, Cody sat on the bed staring at the floor. Mr. Fletcher stood nearby. Neither spoke for several minutes. Then Cody's phone rang. He answered. "Hello?" The voice on the other end sounded excited. "Cody, it's the company." "Yeah? We saw what happened tonight." Cody sighed. "Yeah. We want to offer you a sponsorship deal." Cody blinked. "For what?" "For the product." Cody sat up. "You're serious?" "Very." The voice continued. "We want you to be the face of Wrestle Dipes." Cody stared at the wall. Then, slowly, He started laughing. And that was how baby Cody Highway retired from wrestling, and accidentally became the most famous spokesperson for wrestling recovery gear in the world. Which, if you think about it, is still technically a championship.